Behind the telling stories of the most notorious gangsters in history, we have always been fascinated, but behind them are the untold stories of the brave officers who brought down these gangsters. Join us as we discover the extraordinary journeys of these officers and their triumphs over some of history's most notorious villains. Richie Roberts. In the tumultuous landscape of 1970s New York City, Detective Richie Roberts orchestrated a takedown that would reverberate through the criminal underworld for years to come. His mission: to bring down Frank Lucas, the elusive drug lord who held Harlem in his grasp. Roberts' journey began with painstaking investigation and surveillance, as he meticulously pieced together the intricate puzzle of Lucas's criminal empire. He cultivated informants, sifted through mountains of evidence, and patiently waited for the perfect opportunity to strike. But Roberts knew that to take down a kingpin like Lucas, he would need to think outside the box. He embraced innovative tactics, utilizing wiretaps and undercover operations to gather crucial intelligence on Lucas's operations. His dedication to the case was unwavering, often putting him in harm's way as he delved deeper into the heart of darkness. One of Roberts' most significant breakthroughs came when he uncovered Lucas's ingenious smuggling operation, which involved smuggling heroin into the United States inside the coffins of dead American soldiers returning from Vietnam. Armed with this damning evidence, Roberts launched a series of coordinated raids that dealt a crippling blow to Lucas's empire. But Roberts wasn't content to simply arrest Lucas and call it a day. He was determined to dismantle the entire organization from top to bottom. With dogged persistence, he pursued Lucas's associates and collaborators, relentlessly pursuing justice until every last member of the criminal syndicate was behind bars. Bruce Mau. FBI agent Bruce Mau took on the Herculean task of bringing down one of the most feared and charismatic mob bosses of all time. John Gotti, known as the Teflon Don for his uncanny ability to evade conviction, Gotti ruled the Gambino crime family with an iron fist, becoming a symbol of untouchable power and influence. Mau's mission began with meticulous planning and relentless dedication. As the head of the FBI's Gambino squad, Mau knew that traditional investigative methods wouldn't be enough to capture Gotti, who was always several steps ahead, protected by a wall of loyal soldiers and a pervasive network of bribery and intimidation. Determined to dismantle the Gambino family from the inside out, Mau and his team deployed a sophisticated strategy of surveillance and wiretaps. They placed hidden microphones in Gotti's headquarters, the Ravenite Social Club, capturing hours of incriminating conversations. These wiretaps provided unprecedented insight into the operations of the Gambino family, and, crucially, Gotti's involvement in numerous criminal activities, including murder, extortion, and racketeering. The breakthrough came when the FBI recorded Gotti discussing criminal activities with his underboss, Sammy the Bull Gravano. The tapes revealed Gotti's direct involvement in multiple murders, including the assassination of his predecessor, Paul Castellano. With this irrefutable evidence in hand, Mawa built an airtight case that would finally bring Gotti to justice. In a dramatic turn of events, Gravano agreed to testify against Gotti in exchange for a reduced sentence. This was a significant coup for Mau, as Gravano's testimony corroborated the wiretap evidence and painted a detailed picture of Gotti's criminal empire. The combined weight of the recordings and Gravano's insider testimony made it impossible for Gotti to escape justice this time. Melvin Purvis. In the tumultuous era of the 1930s, FBI agent Melvin Purvis embarked on a relentless pursuit of one of America's most notorious outlaws, his target, John Dillinger. With the country in the grip of the Great Depression and the public clamoring for justice, Purvis became a symbol of hope in the fight against crime. Purvis's pursuit of Dillinger began with dogged determination and meticulous planning. He assembled a team of skilled agents and launched a nationwide manhunt, tirelessly tracking Dillinger's movements across state lines. But Dillinger was no ordinary criminal. With a flair for the dramatic and a knack for eluding capture, he seemed to always be one step ahead of the law. Despite facing numerous setbacks and close calls, Purvis remained undeterred, his unwavering resolve fueling his relentless pursuit of the elusive outlaw. Purvis' breakthrough came when he received a tip that Dillinger would be attending a movie at Chicago's Biograph Theater. Acting swiftly, Purvis and his team set up a stakeout, waiting patiently for their target to appear. When Dillinger emerged from the theater that fateful night, Purvis and his agents moved in, guns drawn. In a dramatic showdown on the streets of Chicago, Dillinger was gunned down, bringing an end to his reign of terror and cementing Purvis' place in history as a true American hero. Thomas E. Dewey. In the tumultuous era of Prohibition-era New York City, prosecutor Thomas E. Dewey emerged as a formidable force in the fight against organized crime. His target? None other than Lucky Luciano, the infamous kingpin of the city's underworld. Dewey's crusade against Luciano began with a bold declaration of war on the city's criminal elements. Armed with a keen intellect and an unyielding sense of justice, he launched a series of high-profile prosecutions aimed at dismantling Luciano's vast criminal empire. But Dewey knew that to take down Luciano, he would need more than just legal prowess. He cultivated a network of informants and undercover agents, gathering intelligence on Luciano's illicit activities and building a case that would withstand the scrutiny of the courts. One of Dewey's most significant victories came when he successfully prosecuted Luciano for running a prostitution ring, securing a conviction that would ultimately send the mob boss to prison for decades. But Dewey didn't stop there. He continued to pursue Luciano and his associates, relentlessly chipping away at their criminal operations until they were brought to their knees. Frank Hamer. In the lawless expanse of Depression-era America, Texas Ranger Frank Hamer stood as a beacon of justice amidst the chaos. His target? To bring an end to the notorious crime spree of Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, two of the most wanted outlaws in the nation. Hamer's pursuit of Bonnie and Clyde was a testament to his unwavering dedication to the law. He meticulously tracked the fugitives across multiple states, doggedly pursuing them wherever they went. But Hamer was no ordinary lawman. He was a legend in his own right, known for his fearlessness and his ability to outsmart even the most cunning of criminals. With each passing day, his reputation grew, as did the pressure to bring Bonnie and Clyde to justice. Hamer's breakthrough came when he received a tip that Bonnie and Clyde would be passing through Bienville Parish, Louisiana. Acting swiftly, he and his posse set up an ambush, lying in wait for the notorious outlaws to appear. When Bonnie and Clyde's car approached, Hamer and his men sprang into action, unleashing a barrage of gunfire that brought the fugitives' reign of terror to an end. In a matter of minutes, the infamous duo lay dead. Hamer's victory was hailed as a triumph of law and order in a time of lawlessness. His name became synonymous with justice, his story immortalized in countless books and films as a testament to the power of one man's unwavering commitment to upholding the law. Elliot Ness. In the roaring 1920s, amidst the glitz and glamour of Prohibition-era Chicago, Elliot Ness emerged as a beacon of integrity in a city overrun by corruption. His target? Al Capone, the notorious mob boss whose grip on the Windy City's underworld was unyielding. Elliot Ness, as the leader of the legendary Untouchables, he assembled a team of incorruptible agents who were committed to upholding the law at any cost, but taking down Capone would be no easy feat. He was a master manipulator, with vast resources and a network of loyal followers at his disposal. Undeterred, Ness and his team embarked on a relentless crusade against the Capone empire, targeting his bootlegging operations and illegal gambling dens with surgical precision. Ness's most significant victory came when he successfully prosecuted Capone for tax evasion, securing a conviction that would send the mob boss to prison for years. But Ness didn't stop there. He continued to pursue Capone and his associates, tirelessly working to dismantle their criminal empire, piece by piece. Stephen Murphy. In the turbulent landscapes of 1980s Colombia, DEA agent Stephen Murphy found himself thrust into a deadly game of cat and mouse with the most notorious drug lord in history, Pablo Escobar. His mission: to dismantle the vast empire of drugs and violence that Escobar had built brick by brick. Murphy's journey began with a deep dive into the heart of darkness that was Escobar's cartel. Armed with little more than determination and a sense of duty, he immersed himself in the dangerous world of drug trafficking, gathering intelligence and building a case against Escobar and his associates. But Murphy quickly realized that taking down Escobar would be no easy task. The drug lord operated with ruthless efficiency, using violence and intimidation to maintain his stranglehold on the Colombian underworld. Undeterred, Murphy and his partner Javier Peña forged ahead, navigating treacherous terrain and facing down danger at every turn. One of Murphy's most significant victories came when he orchestrated a multinational task force dedicated to bringing down Escobar's cartel. Working alongside Colombian law enforcement agencies, he coordinated a series of high-stakes operations that targeted Escobar's drug labs, smuggling routes, and financial networks. But the pursuit of Escobar came with a heavy toll. Murphy and his team faced constant threats to their safety, with Escobar's hitmen lurking around every corner. Yet, despite the dangers, Murphy remained steadfast in his commitment to the mission, driven by a fierce determination to bring Escobar to justice. In the end, Murphy's perseverance paid off. Escobar was finally apprehended, but not without a final dramatic showdown. Escobar was cornered by Colombian authorities on December 2, 1993, on a rooftop in Medellin. Refusing to surrender, Escobar was killed in a hail of gunfire, his once mighty empire reduced to rubble. As we reflect on the remarkable tales of these fearless officers and their triumphs over some of history's most notorious gangsters, one thing becomes clear. The power of courage, determination, and unwavering commitment to justice knows no bounds. Through their relentless pursuit of what is right, they have left an indelible mark on the annals of law enforcement history, inspiring generations to come.